when we are when we're involved in an activity that we're so absorbed in, especially when we're increasing our skill asset, whether it's riding or whatever, or playing rugby, we go into a psychological state called flow. We call it flow, and I'll explain it in a bit more detail. This is a psychological state that's been actually investigated in great detail. It was actually pioneered by this individual at the bottom here. He's been investigating this concept of flow for nearly 25 years. And it's the state of total absorption that comes about when skills and challenge are optimally balanced, the experience of working at full capacity. So there's this distinction between mini flow and full flow. Full flow is when you are doing something very skillful and it's quite challenging and you have enough skill to be able to do it, and it really absorbs everything that you can throw at it. That's what we call fully fledged flow. You know, the extreme examples would be chess players, people playing instruments, sometimes painters, golfers, where they're totally in it. But there are things called mini flow, which is where it's less skillful, less challenging. Now, the whole point about this is that flow has a very, very strong link to well-being. So if you feel that you get into flow quite a lot at work, but when you go home, you're rarely in flow, then your life definitely is slightly out of sync. Because the more flow you have in your life, the more well-being and satisfaction you get from personal growth. So when we've done lists before about things that people used to do when they were younger, we've often had things like, I used to play a musical instrument. I used to play chess competitively. I don't anymore. I don't have time. When people let go of things that they used to love doing, and it's a skillful activity, they're actually let go of something that was a major contributor to well-being. So if you can find ways to go back and reinstate skillful activity, it's not a luxury. It's not something, I will if I can, I will one day. It's actually essential to have flow in your lives, the concept of building my skill, building my performance. So can you maybe think, when we're doing the planning, are there things that I really used to enjoy doing or do that I could actually take to a higher level? People think that's a luxury. It isn't a luxury. The time invested in that activity, not just on the one-off, but as a pattern, will have huge dividends in your ability to deal with the strains and stresses and pressures of life. Not a luxury, it's essential.